What up guys, welcome to Big IQ Stock Movies. Today, we recap the 2009 American vigilante action thriller film, Law Abiding Citizen, directed by Felix Gary Gray. The movie begins with Philadelphia engineer Clyde Shelton working at home, and his 5-year-old daughter making a necklace for her mom, having already made a daddy bracelet for her father. The family hears a knock at their door and Shelton goes to answer, but he is instantly attacked by 2 burglars, Clarence Darby, and accomplice, Rupert Ames. Shelton is left emotionally traumatized after helplessly witnessing the rape and murder of his wife and daughter by Darby. Upon the matter reaching the authorities, career-minded prosecutor Nick Rice informs Shelton that his testimony cannot implicate either man because he blacked out during the incident, and that the case was tainted by a botched forensic investigation. Unwilling to lower his 96% conviction rate, Rice strikes a covert agreement with Darby. In exchange for admitting to third-degree murder, he will offer evidence that will put Ames, who was only interested in stealing, on death row. In the aftermath, Shelton feels deceived by Nick Rice and the judicial system. 10 years later, Ames is put to death by lethal injection. However, a change in the chemicals causes him to pass away in excruciating pain. The preliminary evidence points to Darby, who receives a call from an unknown person informing him of the location of a pistol that he can use against the police. The caller suggests Darby comes to his location if he wants to get away from the cops. When they get to the meeting spot, Darby discovers that Shelton is the caller and his supposed savior. Shocked by the revelation, Darby attempts to shoot Shelton with the pistol, but instead the gun paralyzes Darby, who remains conscious, due to tetrodotoxin-coated spikes hidden in the trick gun. After making arrangements to guarantee his prolonged awareness, Shelton slowly tortures and dismembers Darby, while recording himself and uttering the words that Darby had told him 10 years prior: "You can't fight fate." Later on, it comes to light that Darby was discovered in 25 pieces. Following an inquiry, Rice and his colleagues begin to suspect Shelton for foul play. The following day, Shelton is waiting for a local SWAT team. When they storm into his house, he doesn't resist arrest. Rice quietly compliments him on removing Darby from society during interrogation, and then he demands a confession. Shelton, who seems cooperative, bargains to have a luxurious mattress in his cell in exchange for a complete confession, a deal Rice grudgingly accepts. At his hearing, Shelton represents himself in court, and citing complex legal precedents, successfully wins a motion to grant himself bail. Laura Birch, the judge who oversaw Ames's trial, agrees to grant Shelton bail. However, Shelton goes on the offensive, accusing the court system and the judge for prioritizing legal formalities over fairness. He is subsequently denied bail and jailed for contempt. Following delivery of his mattress and the confession, wherein he admits to killing Darby and to having tampered with the deadly injection that caused Ames's death to be excruciating, Shelton makes a deal to reveal the location of Darby's missing lawyer, Bill Reynolds, in exchange for an expensive steak dinner that will be delivered at precisely 1 p.m. The food is 8 minutes late to Shelton's cell because Warden Inger insists on taking several safety measures. Once he receives his meal, Shelton reveals the location of the lawyer. However, Warden Inger's delay causes Reynolds to suffocate. His oxygen tank was set to shut down at 1:15, hence when Rice and Detective Dunnigan arrive, Reynolds is found buried alive, and only minutes from death. Dunnigan explains that the team was 7 minutes late, because Shelton ate his lunch at 1:08. Shelton, on the other hand, shares the steak dinner with his bully cellmate, who had threatened to hurt him if he didn't. While eating, Shelton uses the steak T-bone as a knife to murder him, forcing the warden to put him in solitary confinement for the gruesome murder. Following a discovery by Nick Rice's assistant Sarah Lowell, of Department of Defense contract payments to Shelton, District Attorney Jonas Cantrell introduces Rice to CIA agent Bray, who worked with Shelton. They find out that Shelton was once a brain in the CIA, researching novel ways to kill nearly impossible targets. Bray cautions them that everything Shelton does has a deeper meaning, and that he is only in jail because he wants to be there. Upon Rice's inquiry about how to handle Shelton, Bray suggests they walk into his cell and put a bullet in his head, because if they don't, they won't be able to stop him. "If Clyde wants you dead, you're dead," he reveals as he walks away. Judge Birch, who has a score to settle with Shelton for berating her in court, is persuaded to infringe on Shelton's civil rights and limit his visiting privileges by Rice and Cantrell, a request that she happily agrees to. Right that moment, Judge Birch answers her phone, which explodes, blowing off her head. When Rice confronts Shelton at the prison, he claims that the failure of the legal system, not vengeance, is the reason behind the killings. Shelton then threatens that unless he is released with all charges dropped by 6 a.m. the next morning, he will kill everyone. Fearing for their lives, staff members of the DA's office work overnight until 6 in the morning, hoping to escape Shelton's death threats. After being sent home, however, bombs hidden beneath their cars detonate, killing everyone inside, including Sarah. Rice believes Shelton is getting assistance from an outside accomplice because he was still behind bars. Later at Sarah's funeral, a veiled man activates a remote-controlled drone equipped with a .50 caliber machine gun and a rocket launcher. District Attorney Jonas Cantrell, who is riding in an SUV with security detail, is killed by multiple shots from the weapon. Mayor Viola Davis, who is furious with Rice for not protecting everyone, rejects his resignation and appoints him as the acting district attorney. In a shocking twist, Rice finds information indicating Shelton owns a small abandoned garage next to the prison. When Rice and Detective Dunnigan get to the garage, they explore and discover a vast arsenal of weapons in addition to a tunnel system that leads to each solitary confinement cell. Shelton reportedly built a tunnel system from his garage to the prison over the course of 10 years. Once the tunnel system was complete, he reportedly had himself arrested and placed in solitary confinement, allowing him to sneak in and out of the prison and carry out his murders alone. Dunnigan discovers that Shelton's empty cell is accessible by opening a small hatch. The whole time, Shelton is out of his cell, and posing as a janitor, installs a suitcase bomb in City Hall that is activated by a cell phone, with the intention of killing the mayor and everyone present at her meeting. Learning about Shelton's next target, Rice, Dunnigan, and Detective Garza discover the bomb directly beneath the 6th floor, where the mayor is holding a security meeting. Garza tells them to leave it alone after failing in his attempt to disarm the bomb. Subsequently, the three men resolve not to inform the mayor of the situation, reasoning that Shelton will be observing and will set off the bomb at the first hint of detection. They then choose how to handle the bomb. When Shelton returns to his cell through the tunnel, Rice is waiting for him. Shelton makes one last offer, but Rice declines, saying that he no longer deals with murderers. Shelton is grateful for this statement, but Rice cautions him, should he set off the bomb, it's a decision he would have to live with for the rest of his life. Shelton decides to detonate the suitcase bomb for the fact that his wife and daughter have passed away, and he feels as though he has nothing left to live for. However, as Rice leaves and locks the cell, he calmly repeats, like I said, it's a decision you'll have to live with for the rest of your life, which I think now is about 25 seconds. Rice then starts to run out of the building, and at the same time, Detective Dunnigan closes the cell's rear hatch to keep Shelton from escaping. Shelton then discovers that the bomb had been placed beneath his cot. However, he just smiles and looks thoughtfully at the daddy bracelet his daughter made for him 10 years ago. When the cell explodes, the final image of Shelton that survives shows him looking up with a nearly content expression. In the end, Nick Rice attends his daughter's music performance, an event he had previously postponed because of work. After the show, he stands up with the audience to give her a standing ovation. Since 2009, Law-Abiding Citizen remains one of the best vigilante films for fans of the genre, with high ratings on most movie platforms. The film's plot highlights corrupt law enforcement officials who compromise with murderers in order to protect their own reputations at the expense of victims. The movie also critiques all legal systems around the world. So there you have it. Hope you enjoyed our recap. Don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comments section, and remember to subscribe to our channel for more awesome movie reviews and recaps. Thanks for watching, and do enjoy our next video.